Alright, this is my literacy resource manual and my beautiful cover. Here is something that I have for my goals tab. It's for our kiddos. I thought this was a good visual for them to know what they're working on. And then I've got some Word documents of just some goals here. I went a little crazy with the goals. I have this many of lots and lots. Listening comprehension. Tons and tons. Next I have my assessment tab. And this is our beloved teals. And then I've got a few literacy screeners. A little less formal, but just as good. A little phonemic awareness. They can tell capital versus lowercase. I just thought this was cute. I've got a writing attitude survey and a reading attitude survey for my kids to fill out to see how comfortable they are in that regard. I've got some spelling assessments. I've got just a teaching tool for my spelling assessment. I threw in an articulation screener just for my own good. Emergent literacy checklist for AAC, which I thought was interesting. For a challenging student, I would have something to use with them. And here starts my therapy activities. And I have a crazy assortment of all different things. I'll just flip through here. Let's see. Here is a WH question visual that I thought was cool. Grouchy ladybug activity. Tips for clear and more accurate speech when reading. Pacing boards, again for reading aloud. Here is a compare and contrast for different books of the same genre. And here is a hop on pop activity that I really like. And some more compare and contrast, just some graphics. That one is a little bit more complicated. I've got fiction or nonfiction activities, some interactive journal pages. I've got English and I've got the Spanish. Again, some more Spanish for my ESL. I've got inferencing activities. This plot worksheet is fun with the roller coaster. I've got the popcorn, details of a story. Literacy stations, if I ever work with a teacher. I've got some compound word reading activities, jellyfish, hot dog, toothbrush. Some really cute graphics with those as well. And then a worksheet, compound words to sum it all up. I've got some vocabulary. Could even turn those into some note cards there. I've got a writing activity. Writing your own fairy tale. I think this is so cute. And so they kind of fill it in, narrate it, illustrate it themselves. Another writing activity, if I were 100, I could not. How cute is he? And the dot song from Dr. Smith. And then I did an extra tab, it just parent handouts. I found this and I couldn't pass it up. It's a ton of different, here's the table of contents of literacy handouts for parents to send home. But yeah, it is a ton of cute handouts to send home with parents. I've got my ASHA documents. Roles and responsibilities. 2, 3, 4, 5, the code of ethics. Next is my research. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next I've got my awesome case study. And I did reading comprehension. But anywho, you've already seen this. Here's my case study. And then this is my module. And I did the Awesome Book of Wonder. Love, love, love this book. There's my characters, my settings. Here is my excerpt. I did part 1. And then here's my words. My activity. I chose to do the Common Core standard of taking a point of view of another character, and so Via is another main character in this book, and we took her point of view for this activity. There's kind of the outline of my activity. And then my carryover, the connection activity, I did walking in Augie's shoes. So again, it's perspective taking, but it's also a little figurative language as well. And as a speechy, I just love that figurative language. I did 2 graphic organizers. This one is just handmade, and it's just a compare and contrast. But I also did this one. I found it online. There's a blank one and one that's filled out. The climax. Next are my comprehension questions. I have 30. I've got a little bit of inferencing, application, basic, just kind of a blend of those with the answers. Here's my interactive journal page, which I love. We could even make these flaps or whatever, but I love the visual of taking a point of view, taking the viewpoint of Via and carrying that over to an interactive journal page. And then it's got 2 questions. They can either free write that in their journal or they can answer it on the lines, whatever they choose. And then I did some extra activities that I just couldn't pass up. So I've got some vocab for bullying, to have that conversation. I've got a way to promote kindness in your classroom, these little kindness tickets. I've got a comprehension crossword if you're ever needing to make comprehension a little bit more fun. I did include a puzzle. And then I did the choose kind bingo, which I think is just adorable. So they can also put this in their interactive notebooks and kind of cross it off as the year goes on. It says, how many acts of kindness can you do this school year? Keep track by drawing a circle around each act you perform. So yeah, and that is the end. So thank you so much. This is my resource manual. I'm very proud of it, and I tried to make it as cute and functional as possible. Thanks.